What's up everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be playing some Stormgate, but I'm not going to be playing Stormgate the same way I have on stream. I think I've talked about this a little bit when I was playing Zero Space as well. Is when I start playing these new RTSs, my instinct as an X-Starker 2 Pro is to figure out the best way to play. But the thing is, it is just not really my jam anymore. I enjoy so much more playing crazy creative strategies, cheeses and whatnot. And I notice that when I'm on the grind, at some point I inevitably get frustrated, and especially early on in those games, this game is still in the closed beta, for example, there's just not a lot of multi-prong and excitement is most of the time. Figure out the best army composition, put the units in a blob and A-move each other, and that's not that fun. So today I'm going to be trying my best to make Stormgate look as fun as possible, do the most creative cheeses I can imagine. Let's begin. The first game is against an Infernals player, and this guy, I've seen him in the leaderboards. He's actually pretty high ranked, so that is going to be pretty difficult to make happen. So just to sum up the meta quickly, like what a normal game of Stormgate looks like is typically you would go for a bunch of Lancers early on to not die. Those are the default melee unit for the Vanguard. And then after that, I guess you expand, you get some medics out, and then later on you make late game units such as Exos and Atlases, which I guess could be compared to going for Marine Tank. Now, I do think there's a funny thing you can do when you play against Infernals. So notice how I have this dog to scout with. Infernals actually don't have this. He's going to go for a double conclave. So I wonder if we can abuse this by doing an absolutely ridiculous one-base build and just assume that he's never going to scout us. Because this guy's pretty high ranked, so I'm a little nervous doing this. But I have noticed that a lot of these Infernals players, they don't even try to scout. They could technically sacrifice some of their early units to get a scout off, but that very often they don't even really want to do. I think I'm going to stop mining Therium and just go for like a double barracks and just start spamming dogs like crazy, basically. Gonna try to kill my opponent with mass dog. Now, my own ranking is pretty high as well. I think I would say my ranking is decent. I think I'm about top 200, so you could say I'm technically a Grandmaster of Stormgate, but probably a little easier because there aren't that many players playing it yet, of course. Oh, just so you guys don't get confused, the game is open to play until February 12th. So if you guys are excited and getting some games in, you guys finally want to test it out, those things you've seen and heard about, then this is the perfect time to hop on. So now I'm going to get the upgrades for the dogs. He does... Wait, I can kill that one, I think. Right? I feel like dogs are pretty good against those guys. Oh, fighting in the forest here is a little bit annoying for my guys. Let's see. I hope I can actually kill this before I lose one. And let's see, can I get that down? I think it's going to be close. I might lose this one still, because it does take a little bit of damage over time. So we killed one already, which is nice. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring these back home to repair. Repairing dogs probably sounds a little weird, but the thing is, the model for this one is not quite completed yet. It's supposed to look more like a robot dog, because that is what it is. So you can actually repair these, which you might not expect, but it is pretty coll. I should have used my Bob Overcharge to make these buildings faster. That's a little bit of a mistake by me. Let's make sure. Oh, this actually repair surprisingly fast, huh? And wait, the upgrade is finished already too. Oh my goodness, I could maybe catch him off guard. He did go for double production facility from the start, so he could have more units that I was hoping to see. He hasn't killed this camp yet. It looks like by the movement of his early units that he was going to try to take down that camp. But one really nice thing about going for dogs is that they do extra damage to light with the upgrade, and a lot of the camps are light. So you can actually clear up the camps if you want to. I don't necessarily want to play a straightforward game here though, right? Like I want to try harass him with my dogs, and maybe I want to make something else on one base, something crazy. I'm just not quite sure yet. So now I have 9 dogs already. These dogs are basically meant to scout, but I'm using them like this because... why the hell not, right? Let's see. I'm gonna make that, and then I can see what he has. Okay, so he made a Shroud Stone early. I don't want to commit against that yet. So what I'm gonna do is actually just take the camps for now. Now, I want to upgrade this command post so I can start making some higher tech units. The question is, what kind of tech units do I want to build? I'm not quite sure. For a long time, it was meta to go for like a hangar bay or a starport right away and start making like kind of like this wraith kind of unit. Or oh, those are not light. I don't want to mess with those because my dogs would actually get obliterated by those, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna try to run. Oh wait, he's moving out. Oh, this could be huge. Guys, he's moving out, and I think I can kill all of those. Let's see if I can. I don't want to be too confident, but I feel like I should be able to kill all of these because these are all light. Oh my god, I'm actually one-shotting them so far. It's absolutely massive. He spent a lot of time gathering up these forces, and I'm just going to try to kill them really fast. I need to make sure that I can't quite get through. That looked like it was going to be a bit of a rough fight. So if I lose units that are infested, I will spawn another unit for him. So I need to be very careful with that. Like, his units were low, but I didn't want to quite waste all of my units on that. Now I'm going to go for a hangar bay. I'm not quite sure if you can afford 2 on 1 base. I'm now retreating so I can repair my dogs. I'm not quite sure if you can afford 2 of those on 1 base. Like, I want to make some hornets. Oh, wait, I forgot about that. If you upgrade your command center, you get access to this ability, which is a shield. Now, if you guys are confused about the top bar, by the way, because I think in the last Stormgate video I made, I mentioned that there was no top bar, unlike in Zero Space. So what they did is I think they moved the abilities from the command center over here, so you don't have to select your command center for it anymore, making it a little bit easier, I suppose. The AI on these units is not working out for me so far, but that's all right. And I think I'm just going to keep making dogs, actually. So what my logic is now is I'm going to go for a bunch of air units, right? And the way for him to counter air units is by the Gaunt, which is the unit that I was fighting against earlier. But the dogs are really good against the Gaunt, so I wonder if I can kind of bait him to come out of his base and fight. And then I can jump on top of the Gaunt. Okay, there's a lot of units I can kill. Those are all light. Look at this. Oh, that is a massive fight. Awesome. And now that means the tanking for his Gaunts is gone. He's going to lose all of these Gaunts. Oh my god, that is massive. I didn't even show my air unit yet. Now, the thing is, I don't think I can kill the tower. Like, he has a tower, and I don't think I'm going to be able to kill that. Oh, he took another base here. I think I'm just going to give it a shot. I'm going to shield the unit that he's attacking, and I'm just going to try to kill this right away. Yeah, he's actually still shooting the unit. Look, I put the shield on this one dog, and he's still attacking us, which is nice. By the way, this guy, pretty much what I said, right? He has no idea that I'm chilling on freaking one base over here. Okay, he's going to try to kill the Horde, but I'll surround these with the dogs. Let's see if I can take a decent fight here. It might be a bit tough, and now I want to back off. It looked a bit unclear, so I don't want to risk losing everything right away when I'm not 100% sure. I do have 2 Hornets now, but this ability does have a pretty decent cooldown, so I need to be a little bit afraid with that. Oh god, I don't really want to go all the way back. Maybe I can make use of this health camp. I'll make sure it attacks my Hornet, and I'm going to kill it here. I do imagine I can heal the air units in this as well. So this is a health camp. It's going to spawn like a little bit of a healing aura, and then hopefully I can just stay here for a while. I guess the more Hornets I get, the more danger for snowballing there is for my opponent. I might have to wait for my shield to come off cooldown again. I think that might be a decent idea. My Horde did take a lot of damage. Like, this camp actually hurts, as you can see. So right now my army is pretty much 12 dogs and 1 Hornet. I could technically drop... Wait. No, that's a little bit too much, right? Yeah, I could make an evac and drop dogs in his main base because workers are also light. So I would kill workers very fast. But the thing is, since he saw the Hornets, he must have a tower in the main base as well. If he didn't have a tower in the main base, I would actually be a little bit surprised. So, okay, so yeah, that army looks a little bit too big to dive into for me right now. Let's see, what is a play I can make here, guys? I'm going to have to use all of my brain cells here, which... I don't usually manage to recruit, but that's all right. I think maybe I should wait. Wait, I'm going to scout his main, actually, real quick. One of those things. Maybe that can help me out. I have a lot of energy that I'm not really able to use. Okay, so now he's... Oh, I made 2 lancers an accident, actually. I wasn't supposed to make those. Guess I'll just get this vision camp real quick, so I can see exactly what he has, and then maybe I can make a decision after. So he is mining from that. Okay, so my shield came off cooldown. As you can see, I can use my shield again. This could be a decent fight for me, but I need to be very careful. My opponent's clearly preparing for a big attack here, which makes sense, right? So I'm going to shield one of these, and then I'm going to run in with the dogs and try to kill all of these anti-air guys. That is the best play I have. I'm going to try to get through here, barely not getting through with the rest of my dogs, and we are going to lose the first game. Oh, I do need to type GG. For some reason, it feels weird for me to type GG in new games that I'm not used to, but that was the first game. Let's keep it going. All right, so we're playing against Fair Spider. I thought it was Spitter for a second. Fair Spider 3-2-1. Infernals player. Now, what are we going to do against the Infernals? Let's see. So the biggest weakness of the Infernal is they don't really have any weaknesses. If you guys have paid any attention to the win rates, I mean, it's just the beta phase, right? Like, I'm not gonna blame them for anything, but they definitely some balance changing to do for the next one. But if there was one weakness they have, it is indeed not, having a dog, because they can't actually scout early like I can. Maybe, imagine if this game had voice chat. You could just be able to be like, nah, just running around their base base the entire time with a dog. Okay, so this is important. My opponent's going for an Iron Vault and a Conclave, so he's not committing super hard to either tech. I kind of want to do something very unusual here. So I was thinking about some cheeses that I could do. The first cheese that came to mind was obviously the dog cheese. Everyone likes cheesing with dogs. But I was thinking, since they don't scout, could I maybe go for higher tech and go for like exos? The exo is kind of like a marine, but you just get it a bit later in the game. Like, yeah, I guess it's kind of like, imagine if you had to make a tech lab to make marines in there, twice as expensive. If you want to do it in StarCraft terms, that is probably pretty accurate. But the marines do seem to be very, very strong. Like, they are incredibly strong. They are the backbone of Vanguard, and most people would even say that the only reason Vanguard wins some games is because they have the exo. So you can see he stopped mining, I was going to say thermite, but the Therium, which means that he is just going to make a couple guns, and that is it for now. I'm not quite sure. I would love to go for like 2 barracks here and just pump them out, but I don't know. If you look at my resources right now over here, it doesn't really seem like I have a whole lot. I also need to get like the stim upgrade pretty much. Where is it? The quick draw hustle. The quick draw hustle upgrade, which is going to cost 100 and 100, I believe. Yeah, so I don't have enough Therium for that yet. But that is okay. It does seem like I will be able to afford a second barracks at some point. The thing I'm the most afraid of is that he's going to get a tower at some point. Like, the towers are just super good defensively, and I don't think I can really break that easily. One thing that I would love them to do is to make this like a little easier to click. Like, sometimes you see I just have my guys like standing next to it, not mining. Now I'm, you know, I pay attention to it, and I think in general I'm pretty accurate, so it's okay. But I can totally imagine, you know, new players having their guys stand next to the Therium resource for like a freaking year, hoping or like thinking it's bringing back money, right? But let's see what this guy is building exactly. I'm gonna go to the main base. He has 2 on the Therium right now. He might not have made any units yet, you know. This is something a little weird about the Infernal race, is that they kind of save up charges. So they can make like very little units. Like, this looks like very little units to me. There's like 2 units that he has or something. They can make very little units, and then they can spawn them all at once. So the Infernal macro, it's a little easier for sure, but it's also something that you have to keep in mind of, right? He can have no units, and I could be like, ooh, that's, you know, let's go to his base and mess him up. But it's not that easy, because he can just spawn a million units when he feels like it, pretty much. At least as long as he has the money and the charges available. Okay, so he is gonna make a Shroud Stone. I think, judging by what I'm seeing from Infernal players in my last couple games, that maybe going for early attacks is meta. I don't know which kind of early attack, because I haven't really seen any. But judging by how they keep consistently getting blind Shroud Stones at the natural, even with no scouting, makes me think that people play normal. Or, you know, people normally play very aggressive stuff. So that makes me think maybe I should go like triple command post before units or something like that. I mean, if they're going to make blind towers, that's going to be pretty comfortable for me. Now, this is also pretty interesting. I didn't even notice, but even if you mine this much Therium, you still can't afford to get the upgrade. Like, I still don't have 100 Therium, and I felt like I was even being pretty, you know, I put my workers on at a decent time. I put one worker on very fast and kept it there. So that's quite interesting. I don't think I really want to fight before I get that upgrade. This looks like a very funny strategy, by the way. Like, I don't even know what the equivalent of this would be in StarCraft. It's like, I guess I'm going for a 1-base 3 racks, making stim and combat shield, and I'm just sitting there, you know, watching my opponent expand and all that. So that upgrade, I'm gonna build it now. Oh, I'm gonna lose my scout there. I'm gonna make that upgrade now. I think I'm gonna make 1 Lancer. It works out with the resources, but it's also gonna be a good tank. So my timing attack is gonna be about 530, which is pretty close to a 3-racks timing as well in StarCraft 2, so I suppose that checks out. I guess I'm gonna have about 10 Exos or so and 1 Lancer. I really think the Lancer is gonna have to do most of the work. And by the way, this is just, it's really interesting for me to play these kind of builds. In some way, I feel like playing these kind of builds makes you a better player at the games, because now this is the first time where I feel that I really understand how many resources you mine, because I've been able to afford 2 racks EXO, and I can literally never expand. I really expected that I would be able to expand at some point, but it's just not in the cards. So on 1 base, you can afford this, and that's pretty much it. Oh wait, oh, this is big. Guys, he's attacking me, but I'm behind him. He's gonna lose all of these guns instantly pretty much. I do need to use the Bob Overcharge here. I'm not quite sure how good these are gonna trade with the Bob Overcharge, but he's gonna use a lot of, yeah, actually, with the Bob Overcharge, my my workers are gonna win. He's gonna lose his entire army. He's not even gonna kill that final exo. And there we go. All right, I'm gonna cancel the remaining workers. I only lost one. I actually still have perfect saturation because I have this guy, and now my opponent is going to be hardcore trying to prepare for my attack. And this was sick. And this is kind of what I was talking about earlier, that, you know, Infernal players, they don't really scout. They just kind of, you know, assume you're doing what they're doing. Now, because of the macro mechanic that I mentioned earlier with the charges, it is very possible that I'm still not going to be able to break through against the towers or maybe against the sheer amount of units, but that was obviously a really good start. Now I would even consider expanding. This was going to be 100% an all-in, but now I'm even considering expanding because, you know, I might as well. He's going to have to defend super hardcore. And I think even if I can't break him, but that's something that's important as well to note. If you play Vanguard, your workers you can put multiple workers on a building, so you could technically make an expansion in like 5 seconds if you would want to, right? Now let's see what there's over here. I would expect 1 tower. Looks like there's 0 towers actually. That's yeah, less than expected, so to say. And now I just make sure that I kite everything. Okay, wait, there's a special tower. He used an ability to spawn that, so I think I should probably try and dodge that. I'm not quite sure. Oh wait, I can steal his healing camp. Oh, that is nice. I can just take a little bit of healing from him, and then I guess I'll go around. So towers is, I don't know which one it is because I haven't really played Infernals a lot, but tower is one of his top bars, and if he spawns them from the top bar, it is a stronger tower than normal. So I guess I either burst that one down instantly, or wait, I actually have an idea, or I just forget about it, is what I was gonna say.
Not enough.
So if I upgrade my command center, which is going to go very fast, I'll be able to put a shield on one of my units. And I did cancel one of my exos for it, but I feel like it makes a lot of sense to do here, right? Like, I'm going to heal up, and having this shield could totally buff my attacker. So I'm going to go in, put this one on the front, and then I'll just put the shield on it. There we go. Oh, so it does run out, the attack damage. It does run out. That is nice to know. I mean, if he wants to fight now, the shielded one is on front. Look at that. Maybe I'll be able to kill that next tower as well. Do need to make sure that I just keep kiting and not actually fight unless I have to. This really is a snowbally composition. And one thing that's cool about playing like this with Vanguard... Oh, I need to run out of that because that's like an infest, I believe. Yeah, that's like a global infest. My units have ranks. So if I just keep killing stuff for free, my units are going to get stronger and stronger, and he is not going to have that same bonus. And look how I'm just being able to kite his stuff. These are very high-tech units, of course. Way higher tech than the stuff he has. He just has basic stuff. Okay, so now he has a Magmadon. That's already a little bit scarier. I think I need to make sure to focus that one down. There we go. Get a couple of units for free already, which is nice. That unit in the back is probably the unit I should be the most afraid of because it shoots from a very long range. And... yeah, it does like a little bit of splash damage in the cone, so I'm not going to be able to get that anytime soon. Okay, let me just make sure to kill this big boy. There we go. He's trying to get closer. I feel like he's... is he just microing too much? I feel like he was just spam clicking, and that's why his units didn't shoot. I think he absolutely messed up that micro, and just with the snowballing, he said, bro, yeah, I don't think he's very happy about my units. Let me just ask him, did he spam a move? Or something, or is he actually bugged? That would be a little sad if he's actually bugged. But it seems like he was just his units are just attacking. I think he was just spamming his keys way too much. Like I'm gonna be honest here, I would like to give him the benefit of the doubt, but to me it didn't really look like a bug. I think he was just messing up the micro really hard. But once again, now it's okay. All right, now it's okay, guys. After he's lost and after he lost everything, then it's okay. Yeah, not quite sure if I should buy this one, to be honest, but maybe he's right. Let me kill this one so my units don't get infested. So I'm gonna kill this one. I don't think I want to go up this base until I have my shield again. Wait, actually, I should go back and heal up. I could even make some medics here. By the way, have you guys realized that I'm still on freaking 1 base and this guy was on 3 base with all the tech units, but we still managed to do it? And there you go. This is the kind of strategies that I want to make happen. So far, we're 1-1. I'm not done yet. Let's keep it going. All right, the third game is going to be against Jimmy Micro. Hey, we know him from StarCraft. If you guys have watched enough of my videos, you guys probably will have seen that name before. Now, this game, I want to do something even more drastic. So first, we went for the Dog Rush. Second game, we went for the Exo Rush. And now, listen, guys, I wanted to do something like a 1-base Atlas drop. That's, I guess, the equivalent of dropping 1-base siege tanks, pretty much. I'm not quite sure if we can make that. I think it's a bit better if I play against another Vanguard player, because Vanguards are going to make like these bio units that are, you know, not that fast. But I can imagine that a Infernals player is just going to spam, you know, those really small early game units, which is going to make it a lot harder. I could still decide to go for Maybe like a 1-base Vulcan drop, or you know, one thing I haven't really tried is go for proxies. I feel like proxies could be quite cool as well. I'm just gonna put 5 workers on Therium, which is a little extreme, but I feel like since it mines pretty slow, we'll see if that's gonna pay off. Excuse me. So I'm gonna go either for a factory or a starport pretty much, but I'm not quite sure yet which one I want to do. I could also go for a Lancer upgrade build. Nah, maybe not. Let's see. I'm gonna make... You know what? I'm gonna... Ooh, that's actually a cool idea. I'm gonna make 1 more dog just to scare my opponent. That's the only reason. I don't really want to do anything with the scouts. I'm not gonna rush like the dog upgrade or whatever. I just want to scare my opponent. That's quite literally it. Now, I can tell that I already have a lot of Therium here. A lot of the secondary resource, which... If you would look at this build right now, you're like, stop mining it. I'll take 1 off. But the thing is, I really need a lot later, especially if I want to get upgrades for the units, right? That's going to be very, very important. I need 100 Ethereum to upgrade my command center. And then I think it's 75 or 50 for the mech bay. And then, you know, you're not even speaking about the units yet. So I think we're doing fine for now. I don't think I need... Do I need to upgrade my command center to make a mech bay? No, I don't, actually. Okay, that's nice. So I'm going to make the mech bay already. I could also make hedgehogs, but hedgehogs are just not as cool. Yo, my opponent's also being a little sneaky, right? Like, he's walling this off. This is pretty cool wall off, by the way, with the brute there. Very StarCraft 2-esque. And then he's making another production facility as well. Let's see. If I want to go for an Atlas, I would actually need another production facility or another tech facility, which is a little bit annoying. I think I might just stay with the Vulcans, but at the same time, my opponent's being very, very passive. Unless he's going for like a hidden base or something, I'm not quite 100% sure. Okay, that imp looks like he does want to take an expansion here. There we go. He still hasn't made a Gaunt. Okay, there's the Gaunt coming out now. The Brute, okay, I thought it was going to go across the map, but it's just chilling there for now, which is great. And I suppose, I mean, I only need 2 more workers and I'm already saturated. But he's going to arrive at my base and I'll have a Vulcan. I'm not going to make a worker just so I can make a Vulcan. I'm not even sure a Vulcan is going to be that good in this situation, but it is going to be really funny. I wish I could see his reaction to this Vulcan. And if we look at my Therium now, you can see that I indeed needed to mine a lot of gas. Could I maybe go for like Lancer Vulcan on 1 base? It sounds a little absurd, but you know, by itself, that composition really doesn't sound bad at all. I don't think the Vulcan really has a StarCraft equivalent, so it's kind of hard for me to draw a comparison there. I guess that's a unit that shoots in a straight line, that shoots faster and faster as it's shooting. So you kind of want it to stand still and just keep firing forever, basically. That's how you want to use those units. They're not necessarily going to be that great against his early game units, so I might have to save up a couple. I do want to know where his early game units went, so I'm going to be able... Dude, the resources of this work out so well. Look at that. That was beautiful. Oh, wait, that costs so much supply. Oh, my goodness. I had what's it called? 4 supply available. I thought it was going to be enough. That is 5 supply, apparently. Luckily, I can make a habitat or a depot really fast, so that is nice. Now, I could also make another starport, or not another one, but I could make a starport, like a hangar bay, and go for like some kind of 1-base 1-1-1. That would be cool. I wonder what this brute was doing. Why is it so low HP? Where did it go? I don't even know. I'm going to be able to take it down and force the split as well. That's pretty nice for me. Not going to let him heal up later. Now, I guess if he makes a tower at home, that's going to be a little difficult to deal with. And now I can also tell, by the way, if I want to go for an Atlas drop, I might have to do an expansion. Because on 1 base, if I had to make another tech facility and a starport as well and a dropship, I mean, it already sounds expensive, right? I don't think I even need to explain it any further. So this is Vulcan number 2. Yeah, I guess I definitely have to wait for 3. If I look at my army right now, it does look a little small. I wonder if my opponent has actually scouted my base. Judging by the lack of towers, I think he might not have. He's also still moving out on the map. Having him move out... Wait, actually, I didn't even think about that mechanic before, but having your opponent, forcing him to move out on the map is actually very good for you, because then he doesn't regenerate the white health. So the white health bar, so let me show it to you guys, over the units, it regenerates when they're on their shroud. I don't think it goes away anymore off shroud, but it just does regenerate on shroud. So if you force him to go away, he's not going to have as much HP as he normally would. So wait, should I bring some bobs with this? Should I actually do it? Guys, I'm going to do it. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the one base SUV pool, basically. Here we go. That's okay. This is really funny. I don't actually know how much it costs to repair in this game, but this is gonna be cool. The one base this is actually such a StarCraft build, you know, going for like basically like a one-on-one with tanks and SUVs or something. That's what this feels like. I don't know how impactful the repair is gonna be. In my experience, the repair is not as good as in StarCraft 2. Like the repair doesn't really, you know, carry your units as much as it would in StarCraft 2. I'm also not sure if I should be making units or not, mostly because I don't know how much the repair costs, right? So I'm going to be able to make one more hedgehog from this. And then I guess I should keep making workers at home. And then I suppose we'll see. Yeah, he doesn't have a tower yet, guys. I have this huge tech army that he would have never expected. Look at that. He's going to lose a brute almost instantly, which is massive. There we go. It does go down. Now he's coming in from the back, and I'm going to... He's going up to a third base. This is exactly what I'm talking about, guys. He had no idea how hardcore I was with this attack. I do want to make sure I don't lose the dogs to the... what's it called? I don't lose the dogs to the infest. Now I need to be really careful with these workers, so I'm just going to pay attention. I'm going to fall back a little bit. No, dogs come back. I'm going to fall back a little bit. I can't repair the lancers, I believe, right? No, I don't think I can repair these. Does he have another tower building up there? It doesn't look like it. He's probably really shocked by the strategy that he's going up against because it just looks so absurd. Here we go. Okay, this looks like a good fight for me. I'm going to be able to repair this one. Try to get this lancer back, yeah, to the back. And yo, these Vulcans with the repair are doing insane. Look at this. He spawned a tower. I'm just making sure to repair all of these Vulcans as I can. They still haven't died because of the repair. And there we go. Okay, that was absolutely awesome. I'm not even sure if I lost a unit there. I even was able to break through the tower, and all these Vulcans are still alive. So SCV pools, or Bob pools, I guess, as I should call them, might actually work in this game, which is pretty awesome. And I think I'm going to leave it at that for this episode. I do love doing this, by the way. It's a very small thing you can do in StarCraft as well. But in StarCraft, for some reason, I never did it. But after my opponent GGs, I just kind of like to go ahead and kill their buildings because it's fun. But anyway, I'm getting a bit of a cold. I can feel my throat already hurting, so I should probably leave it at that for today. Also means there's not going to be videos for a couple more days, but hope you enjoy this Stormgate video. Next video is going to be StarCraft again, I'm pretty sure. But I really hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, give a video a like, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you thought in the comments, and I'll see y'all for the next one. Adios.